Hello. Just gonna test and see if my chat overlay is working. Cool. Kind of squishes the name though. Can I edit that one? You can't edit that while you're streaming, can you? Oh, wait, yes I can. Make it a little bit bigger. Ooh, really big. No, it still cuts off the name. It must be the style of chat that I have selected. Don't really know if I can do anything about that at the moment, though. I have to figure out how to switch type of chat that I have selected. Anyway, so we're back with some operating system development. Where did we leave off yesterday? Come on, build. There we go. Okay. Here was our output, and we have the ability to type in letters and space. Ah, dang it! Typo, but I can't type backspace. We haven't done backspace yet. Spaces, spacases, spacases. That's what that says. Yeah. But anyway, we haven't implemented enter yet either. So that's something we gotta do. So I just have a couple of things that I kind of want to do. I would like to implement the enter key to move us down to a new line. I would also like to see if we can try maybe using that that toggle bit. Remember to do some of the weirder keys like the arrow keys or some of the number keys maybe. And then also maybe the ability to do shift to get capital letters would be kind of neat. And then there's also a little bug that I would like to take a look at that I mentioned last time but said I wasn't going to worry about. So see what happens when I fill the screen with a character. I got line wrapping to work. That's been working for a while. But see, when I fill up the last letter, or the last line with letters, what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to scroll the screen. It's supposed to move everything up one line and leave a blank line at the bottom for you to continue to type into. But look what happens when I fill it all the way up. Did you see that? It scrolled the screen, so it moved everything that's on the screen up one, but it didn't clear the bottom line. So it just copied that and left it there. So now I can type over it, see? I can replace it with a new letter. But if I think there's a bit of an indexing problem too, because I seem to go off the edge for a couple of keys. Heyo, Molly Mock, is that how you say it? Molly Mouk has entered the chat. But you see, when I go off the edge, if I hit one more key, right there, I should have wrapped around. It should have scrolled the screen up one. Shut up. and then blanked out the next screen, but now I can hit V a couple more times actually before it scrolls the screen, so it's printing characters off the end of the screen, and it should not be doing that. I said I didn't care about this really in the last video, but I kinda maybe do just a little bit. Thank you. I guess. Yeah. Anyway. And I do want to change one little thing that I changed, or that we did last time. I want to change it just a little bit to make it a little bit cleaner. Instead of using all these if statements, I think I want to switch these all to a switch case statement. Those are a little bit cleaner if you have a whole bunch of options like this one. How does the screen look, by the way? Is it clear? Because my last one was kind of messed up. Or it was really, really bad quality. No response. Huh? That's okay. Yeah, but this giant if-else statement. Really? I thought I did zoom it in. I scaled it down a ton, actually, from the last time. Oh, that doesn't count then. Yeah. How was your day today? Tell me about it. I'm dying to know. What's ERP? That sounds lovely. What am I doing here? Case. I'm gonna, instead of returning right out of every single one of these two, I'm just gonna make a local variable to store it in. And then, so that way I can just do one single buffer clear out at the very bottom instead of doing it every single inside every one of these. Because when we go inside one of these, if we hit a return, we will exit the function. So instead, it'll just save off what the letter's supposed to be, get all the way down to the bottom, and then we'll just return it out at the bottom. Right? That's what I want, yeah. Do I have to do... Oh. There we go. Okay. Now we're rolling here. So this... Actually, instead, I'm just going to put this at the very bottom. Should match up with this one right here. Case. This actually matches just fine. Instead, but I want to do... Oh, I didn't even use my return char. Equals, there we go. We don't need that anymore. It's going to take a little bit of time, but that's okay. We're in no hurry. Actually, what I can do, I can just go through and get rid of all those. Return buffer. Oh, no, not return buffer. Return char. Go through and get rid of all these, because we're not going to use these anymore, except at the very bottom. Oh, the alphabet. Why does the alphabet have to be so long? What do you guys think of these colors? I picked these colors that looked kind of high contrast. Okay. Thank you. This is... What I'm doing here is not strictly necessary at all, but it makes for prettier looking code. So, and I feel like doing it. So that's why we're going to do it. Do it for the aesthetic. It's exactly right. Okay, and this, I wonder, can I just tab all of this in at once? Wink. Ha! There we go. Alright. Let's knock some of these out here. Case. Return char equals. Let's go through and get rid of all this too. I don't need to do manual comparisons to each one of these. Every single one of these statements is checking the same variable and seeing what it has inside it. But a switch case statement, all you have to do is say which variable you're checking at the top, and then just state every case for what every possibility it could be. So it's nicer for gigantic... It's nice for variables that could be a lot of different options and something particular has to happen unique to each option. Case. I agree. It is legit. So what this is going to do, see this first statement up here, switch, and this variable right here. So it's going to say, it's going to look inside this variable, and then it's going to go down to each one of these cases and say, okay, is this keyboard A inside there? And if it is, it'll jump inside and do this. And if it's not, it'll just jump right down and say, okay, is keyboard B inside there? And if it is, then it'll jump inside and do this. And if not, it'll just move its way down. It's a bit more elegant. Char equals. Oh wait. Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's case still. Return char. Case. Why are you not happy? Oh, equals. If I could type. This portion's really not that interesting. This is just something that was bothering me all day. But, well put together code is easy to maintain. Actually, no, this would be faster if I just do it this way. Case. 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 Oh, whoops. What? Is there an orphan? Parentheses. Okay, there we go. Okay, we gotta go add a colon to all of them. Oh. I'm sure there's some fancy way that Visual Studio Code could help me do this, but I am far too lazy to go figure out what that is. Oh, that's not what I want to do. There we go, every other one. What the? What is this doing? Oh, there we go. Pretty fine code. Not that one. Or not that one either. This new keyboard's still kicking me. This should be default. So switch cases also have a special case you can use that's called default, which is if none of the cases matched. So if it gets all the way down to the bottom and realizes that none of the cases it was able to use, it will just use the default one. Turn char equals, and now I will just copy this part. Start putting it on. That is pretty dope. It's not like I do this for a living or anything now. Return char. Is that all of them? Oh, I forgot break statements. Okay. Oh, man. Hold on. Copy all the way back. There we go. Alright, that didn't do anything. Maybe I just want that right there. There we go. Oh, not there, underneath. Y and Z. Oh, and spacebar too. Okay, so that's all of our alphabet and the spacebar. So now, after we have decided what our character we're going to return is going to be, that is when we want to go ahead and zero out the keyboard buffer and return our return char. See how much cleaner that looks? That's lovely. Oh, this is... Oops, that's a sign char. Let me just get rid of that. There we go. Okay. Let's see if it builds. Arg. There we go. Nope. Ah, I can't spell. Default. Default. There we go. Default. That's a great word. It's almost as good as cases. Starting. Okay. Here's our output. And now, my name is... Oh. That's weird. Sometimes it wasn't catching. My name is Zane. Yeah, see, it just missed a few. Huh. My... That's odd. It's weird. It's skipping characters sometimes. Maybe that's just my keyboard, though, because it's not advancing. Interesting. See if it keeps happening. I also wanted to go ahead and add the Enter key. So I will, in our enumeration, to answer a question that was posed before, an enumeration is just a fancy way of giving nicknames to things that are hard to remember, so they're easier to remember. So if I make a new one here that's called keyboard return, all I have to do is set it equal to whatever scan code is the return key, and I don't have to remember what the scan code for the return key is anymore, because I can just say return or keyboard return because I've nicknamed it. That's not what I wanted. So what is the scan code for the return key? Let's look at our table. There's backspace. Maybe we should do backspace too. Enter. 1C. OX 1C. See, like that. And so now, anywhere that I would need to put 1C to represent the Enter key, instead I can just say keyboard return. Enter. I like Enter better. Okay. And now all I got to do is add a new switch case down here into our case statements that say if the key happens to be the Enter key, return char equals the new line character, because we already know how to print new lines. And so it should just be handled. So let's build it and see. Starting. Alright, here's our output. My name is Zane. See? Now we can... Oh, that breaks the line scrolling. Oh my, that's very, very strange. That's very peculiar. Huh. Well, the Enter key works now. This is in C, to answer your question. And it's really, really, really stinking hard because I don't really know C very well. I use C++ at work. Okay. So there's an obvious bug in our screen scrolling functionality. So the responsible thing to do would probably be to go fix it. Yeah, I should probably go fix it. Oh, one other thing I wanted to do. I do want to move our nice little key table right here. This is going to go into the H file. An H file is a header file that you can use to define things so they don't have to clutter up your CPP files or your C files. See? This statement right here at the very top that says include keyboard H, that tells it to go look at the keyboard H file first to see what's there before going through this. And because this keyboard table is in the H file, it knows what all these nicknames are that we gave it, that we made for all the keys. Let's make sure that builds. See? I'm still not sure if I'm seeing this key dropping problem. Sometimes it feels like it's skipping. That could just be me not typing. I mean, I feel like I'm typing pretty hard. My name is... Yeah, see, it just skipped my... Maybe I gotta go slowly. Huh. Interesting. Okay, but anyway, enter works. So now let's go see if we can try and fix that screen scrolling problem. That's all handled here in this VGA controller file, which was one of the very first ones that I did. So it's kind of disgusting, actually. That's okay. Oh, I know what we need to do. So I do have it automatically scroll. It'll automatically scroll the screen if the characters get all the way to the end and then wrap. But I also need to do it if the character that I send happens to be the new line, which is the enter. So I will just do an OR statement here. Or wait a second. I'm already doing that. I'm already doing that in the one above. Right here. So this \n, that represents, that's the character for a new line, which is like hitting enter. When you hit enter, this is the character that comes back. And so when I get that character, oh, I just got to add a little more in here. So so this one right here, the cursor Y, that's the Y position. That's the side to side. So if the current location where we're going to print characters is greater than our maximum width, we go in here where we advance the cursor X, which is the up and down, which is the rows. We advance that one to move down to the next row, and we go back to the beginning. So we also want to do another check in here. Yeah, regarding our cursor x. So if cursor x is greater than or equal to, maybe this should be equal to, VGA height, which is our maximum number of rows, which I believe is 25. Put this in an else. No. It gives me like a little comment in there, and it really bothers me. Okay, so now, if we're at the very bottom, no, I'm sorry, if our cursor is all the way to the right, or we hit a new line and we try to print, then we'll jump in here and say, okay, first, are we at the bottom also? Because if we're not at the bottom, we'll just write to the next line, which is what you saw it was doing. Except if we're at the bottom, we want to scroll the screen up one and then just write on the next line instead. So if we are greater than VGA height, scroll screen like that. Is that all we need? And if we're not at the bottom, then instead we'll just advance the cursor down one. Nope, I didn't save. Stop. Stop. There we go. You gotta save your files first. Okay, so here we go. So now, see if I type hello, enter, hi there. See, yeah, there it is. It's missing keys for some reason. I gotta figure out why. Line feed. Hi there. Hello. It's waiting 2 lines. What if I do... That's not right. -1. It's allowing it to go 1 extra line below the end of the screen before doing the wrap. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. It's putting it back 1, though. See, I can go down 1, and then when I scroll the screen, it's also moving the cursor up 1, and I don't want that. Is that happening down here? It could be happening in there in the scroll screen function, actually. What if I get rid of that? This spot's really hacky, and I don't like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, that's what I want. See how it stays? See, that's what I would expect. So the only problem is it's not clearing out the line that we're on afterward. Yeah, it's definitely missing some keys. See right there, I just hit again. I don't know. Okay, so now I gotta make it clear out the bottom line. right? Yeah. So that's what this was trying to do. Oh, am I doing it one... Oh. Maybe I need to do a -1. With what I'm trying to do right here? In this very moment? I'm trying to make it to where if I type characters and scroll off the screen, it will just move everything up 1 and empty the line out so I can keep typing. Observe. Line 1. Oh, I haven't done numbers yet. I was trying to type 1 and I haven't done numbers. 1, line 2, line 3. In the end, this is supposed to be a complete operating system to be able to replace Windows with my everyday needs. Line 4. Foat. Okay, whatever. Line 5. Line 6. Dang it. See how it cloned line 6? The line that I'm on, the very bottom line, should now be empty because I hit enter. So it should be black. Yes, hashtag Ubuntu. That is Linux. There's many other variants, though. Oh, I gotta make sure I didn't break the line feed, though, so hold on, let me try again. Run. Because it should do the same thing when I hit enter or when you get to the end of the line and it goes down to the next one automatically. So here, let me just 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, so I didn't break that, it looks like. So what is this doing? I don't know why that's not working. Because right here I'm saying this one here scrolls through every character and moves it up 1 line. And then this one right here should scroll through the very last line and print a space out, which is a black spot, or a blank spot. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What the heck? Oh. Am I thinking about this backwards? Maybe 0 is the bottom left and it goes upward. I've been treating it 0 as the top and it goes down to 40. What if I tell it to try and print at the very bottom? Have I been thinking about this backwards the whole time? Nope. fudge. No, it's definitely 0, 0, because when I 0, 0 is definitely the top left, because when I clear the screen, I put the cursor back to 0, 0, and that's at the top left, so that's not what it was. Place char at location. What is that doing? Yeah, so it's doing VGA width times VGA height, which should get me all the way down to the bottom. Yeah, the char that I want is a space right here. This should just go through and... See ya. If I just pick an arbitrary number, like 10. This should be like right in the middle of the screen somewhere. I should just put a blank line to a screen. It's definitely not working. It's definitely not doing anything. Was it my index starting that was wrong? Oh! Is it because I was trying to start at -1? There it is. See how it emptied that line right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12. That's strange. What if I go for VGA height again? That should be the very bottom row. -1. I'm really confused about like how this thing is indexing. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I gotta figure out why this is... Oh, yeah. Here, let me fill out a whole line. Boink. That's exactly what I wanted. So there is another bug too. It's allowing me to go one character off the end of the screen before wrapping, so that must be another indexing issue too. Oh yeah, probably here, -1 probably, because that's the end of the text box. So let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boink. Well, it should print it though. Hold on. Boink. Okay. Okay, so that's working. So it's at the very end. The next thing I press moves me down, but I want to print it, the character too. It's not printing the character. If I'm at the very end with Fs, and then I hit one more F, I want it to move down and print the F, which it did not do. It just moved down. Oh, because see, look right here. This is my if statement right here. So I only have it placing the char in this else, and that else only happens if it didn't do either of these screen motions. So for as it is right now, it's either moving something on the screen or printing the character, and I want it to still print the character. So what if I just free it from this else? Oh. Wow. Those are new lines. Oh, it's printing new lines. So the new line does not actually translate to a real character. It's an instruction to move down to the next line. It doesn't have a physical character shape. So that's what those zeros were, or those white boxes on the side were, because they don't know what to print. And so... And it's because I don't have this place char location wrapped in anything. So I only want it to place the char if we scroll the screen. That'll do it if we... Yeah, we only want it to do it if we scroll off the side, because hitting a character and causing us to scroll off the side will mean we still want to place the character. If we hit the Enter key, there's no character to place, so it'll just move down one. So yeah, so we only want to do the print char location. Oh, and we still want to do this too. Oh gosh, nope, not that. So basically, if we hit an enter, oh, this might not work totally either. Let's give it a try and see. Okay, so let's let it scroll out. That still didn't quite work. So here's the end. It scrolled. Yeah, so I passed down to the next line, but now when I hit enter, or when I hit the character one time, so it's not printing it right away. I have to hit it once first to get it to start, so there's still something wrong. go all the way over. Oops. If I enter, that works as expected. Oh, my cursor changed color. That was weird. So the enter key is working fine. It's just when I go off the edge. Yeah, see, so it takes me another key hit to make it move down to the next row, but I also wanted to print the character right then, too. So that must mean I have an indexing problem somewhere. Scroll the screen, and it's only when we run off the edge of the screen, which is this portion right here. So if our cursor Y, which is the side to side, if our cursor Y is greater than our VGA width, oh, I might have to have another little if in here just to go ahead and print the... Yeah, so if we hit an enter key, which gives you a carriage return, or we scroll off the edge of the screen, that's when we jump down here to decide where our cursor needs to go. So if it was just a new line, then it advances our cursor X, which is up to down, 1, and puts our Y position back at the start to move us down to the next line. And if it was because our cursor is already at the bottom, then we also scroll the screen. So we still want it to print a character. Maybe there's a smarter way to do this. Maybe we can... Maybe there's a way we can, like, use a new line. Just have print char care about a new line, and then just, if it's time to scroll the screen, just feed it a new line, instead of worrying about setting the cursor and everything. Because what's happening, let me see that again. So here's our output. There's some letters. There's an enter. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, so hitting the enter key works fine, but if I run us out the edge, see right there, when it wraps around, I also want it to go ahead and print the character that I just hit. So I guess let me just try a if our current character is not a new line, then place char at location. Because if we hit a new line, we have no character to place, so we just want to advance the screen. But if we run off the edge, we want it to do the new line and print the character. So this is an OR statement. So if it got in here because there was a new line, it won't try to print the character. But if it got in here because we ran off the edge of the screen, it will print the next character instead. So, man, this is hacky. Okay. There's some output. 1, 2, 3, 4, J. So that works. So let's run off the edge and see what happens. Is it because I'm setting the cursor back to be negative? Oh, wait, did I get rid of that? I figured out that we can't have a cursor at -1 before, so let me try rebuilding. No. No, that was solving the problem that before. See, now we're off a column. So it does have to be -1. Oh, maybe I want to do it before I move my cursor back to -1. I don't think that... No, that probably won't do anything, because then it'll just print it off the edge of the screen first before moving back down to the other side. Oh gosh. That was not what I wanted. Okay, that's not the plan. Oops, I have 2 open. I feel like I just need to redo all of this. Because it's really kind of hacky. What is going on? Cursor Y +1? That's kind of a hacky. That'd be really silly. Because I feel like it might actually be printing it, but it's printing it 1 unit off the screen. No, that's not going to do it either. That's not doing anything either. Oh, I have an interesting theory. So what if we set that to 0? We'll see that column be off. It'll be off by 1 column. So I wonder if then I'll see the character. Yeah, see how everything is 1 column to the right now, so there's an empty black column. So if I go over to the end, where does it print it? No, it's still... It's still doing it. Oh, wait. I could be lying. Y-O-U-M-A. Oh, it is doing it. Yeah, so it's printing one character too far backwards. And so if I get it to where everything lines up perfectly on the screen to the left, when it does the wrap, it is printing the character, but it's printing it 1 character too far behind off screen. You see how that's working? So see if I go all the way to the edge here. If I print, see I'm at the last character, or last section, hit H. Oh, man, there it is again. Man, this is not working the way I expected to. I feel like I need to redo this section. Redo VGA controller from the beginning. Like I said, it was the first one that I did, or one of the first files that I did other than the kernel. So I've learned a little bit more since then. Yeah. Well, one thing I would like to try to get to working, I'll leave this alone for right now. One thing I would like to try to get working also is the ability to do shift letters. Capital letters. So that should be very, very easy because I've already done the other. Yeah, lowercase. So this should be easy. So all we need is a keyboard. Oh, there's two shifts though, aren't there? So let's see if there's. I think there's a. Yeah, see, there's a. Let me show you. There's a right shift and a left shift. So we want the ability for either one of those to give us a capitalized key. So we'll go ahead and just do Shift L equals OX 2A. Keyboard Shift R equals OX 36. Like that. And so these are going to be, these keys don't actually print anything out, but we do want them to change a status. So in our keyboard scan code buffer, let's go back and make another. Oh, okay, so I see what we'll need to do here. So remember we made this bool for a modified table. Those are things like the media keys and the arrow keys in case we get that E0 scan code first. So we'll make another bool for if shift is pressed. Oh, and this is one we'll want to keep track of the release. Because remember, scan codes, there's one when you press and one when you release. So we'll want to keep track of when we get the shift release scan code to move us out of the shifted state to stop printing capital letters. So these should actually be Shift L press. And then we'll want some for release. Keyboard Shift L release. Keyboard Shift R release. OX. What are these equal? They're down here in the release section. So left shift release is 2 capital A's. And right shift release is B6. Like so. So now, oh, this will be pretty easy. So now we know what they are. So in our keyboard callback where we save the scan code, see, we've already kind of got it right here. This first one is if the scan code we just saved is that toggle scan code, which is the E0. Then we set that modified buffer bool to be true. Else if, yeah, so keyboard shift, oh wait, no, is it shift L? Yeah, shift left press equals scan code, or it's shift right. Nope, that's not, no, equals scan code, like that. So if it's either one of those keys, set the keyboard buffer dot shift pressed to be true. And then we got to have a way to turn it off again. So if, we'll do another one to say if it's the release keys. If it's the release on either one of those, then set this back to being false. Yeah. So then, okay, so now we can just do inside every single one of these letters, do a new if. If shift is pressed, then we'll return a capital version instead of a dot. Oh, nope. Keyboard buffer, there we go. Shift press if true equals that's what I wanted. Return char equals, instead of lowercase a, we want capital A. Else. And then our else is the other one. So I guess I'll just go through and put this everywhere. Gonna freak out here because I'm not completing all the curly braces. Oh, I need one there because that's the default case. Oh, we don't need one here either for this is because this is enter. So enter doesn't matter. Space doesn't need one. There we go. So Z, starting with Z, we do. This is capital Z. Oops. Capital Y. Capital X. Capital W. Oops. Capital U. T. S. Nope. R. Q. Oh. P, capital P. O. N. M. L. Yeah, I'm sure there's a pretty fancy way that Visual Studio Code could help me, but I don't really know what it is. Okay, we're getting there. J. I. This is gonna work. G. F. E. Nope. So I gotta fix all these right now on here. B, C, D, okay. That should be it. See what happens. My name is Zane. Hello there, everybody. Cool. I don't know why it's skipping keys sometimes. It just doesn't register the key when I press it sometimes. I don't know if that's a slowness in the... because it didn't seem to do that before until I changed it over to the switch case. I don't know if that's something that I did or... what? That's kind of neat. So I'll go and commit this. Guess I'll do the VGA controller first. VGA controller. Fix the screen. Scrolling. Not perfect yet. Might have to redo this file from the start. And git add the rest of them. Commit keyboard.c/h added capital letters. One bug. Sometimes keys don't get registered. Why? Oh. Okay. Let's push it up. Okay, so I might leave that VGA bug alone for right now. Because it's only whenever you run off the end of the screen by typing. It's only by typing as far as I know. So if I do like well, that's a good question. I wonder what happens if you do a printf all the way off the screen. In kernel here, let's try it and see. Let's just try a really, really long message. This is a really, really stupid message that I believe will wrap. So let's see what happens. Yeah, see, so if we just do a print, see, it hits where... Let's see if I can find that location. Probably not, because these are all... Let's see, faux... Yeah, so it's this spot right here. And see, so it's breaking right here at this E and this J. And see, so it's printing the E and then printing the J. And if I... Well, this looks kind of odd. Everything is shifted over by one, except when I'm typing. Then it goes back to the actual left. Weird. That's a bug for another time, though. Anyway, thank you to everybody who tuned in. It was fun. Try to solve some bugs. Don't always solve them, but we get close sometimes. But, yeah. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. See you later.